The 1970s were packed with glittering disco grooves, AM gold soft rock, and sing-along soul crossovers. But some of its biggest hits have slipped from daily playlists, even though everyone knew them then. Here are 10 forgotten hits from the 1970s that once ruled the airwaves and deserve another listen. Number 10, Magic by Pilot.
Leaning on my pillow in the morning, lazy day.
Studio wizardry powers this one. Producer Alan Parsons helped Pilot shape a bright, weightless sound that floated above mid-decade rock. Magic arrived in 1974, recorded at Abbey Road, where the airy guitars and hand claps were stacked with exacting precision.
A Sunday day, dreaming far away, dreaming on my...
By the summer after release, the single climbed to number 5 on the charts in 1975, an impressive showing for a new Scottish group.
Leaning on my pillow in the morning, lazy day.
Early on, the song hooked daytime radio with that sparkling guitar figure, yet its craft sits in the mix. Acoustic strums tucked behind the beat, bass nudging the melody, and vocals delivered with unforced lift. This track didn't need celebrity scandal or a blockbuster album campaign. It worked because the arrangement keeps opening like a window. After-school TV reruns and commercials later made it feel ubiquitous. But the origin story is humbler. A small band, a seasoned producer, and a chorus built for sunshine that never overstays its welcome.
Never believe it's my soul.
Number 9, How Long by Ace. Before anyone knew Paul Carrack as a go-to voice of the 1980s, he fronted Ace, a London-formed outfit that cut a sly, soulful single in 1974. How Long eased into rotation with a loping bass line and soft organ glow. But its bite came later as word spread that the lyric wasn't about romance at all. It nodded to band business betrayal. The gamble worked. The record rose to number 3 on the charts in 1975, giving the group a transatlantic foothold. Produced by John Anthony and issued on Anchor in the UK, the song's appeal is in restraint. Tight drums, unfussy guitar fills, and Carrack's conversational phrasing that never tips into showiness. This track turned pub rock chops into something radio sleek without sanding off the groove. Long after the band faded, listeners recognized that unmistakable voice. Yet this early hit remains the moment where craft, curiosity, and timing met, right as AM dials leaned soulful. Number 8, Year of the Cat by Al Stewart.
She comes out of the sun and a silk dress running like a water.
A novelist's eye guides this one. Al Stewart built a travelogue narrative over a meticulously arranged soft rock canvas shaped by producer Alan Parsons. Year of the Cat emerged in late 1976, then steadily climbed, reaching number 8 on the charts in 1977 as FM programmers embraced its long sax-laced outro. Tim Renwick's guitar lines and Phil Kenzie's sax solo feel like postcards stamped along the route, while the piano motif threads the itinerary together. This track wears its sophistication lightly, jazz-tinged chords and roomy engineering that never crowd Stewart's whispery delivery. The single edit trims the journey, but the album version lingers like a jet-lagged sunrise, the kind you chase through unfamiliar streets. Released on Janus Records stateside, the song demonstrated how literary pop could win daytime spins without sacrificing atmosphere. The result is a slow-bloom classic that still sounds like a ticket clasped in a passport, edges softened by use. Number 7, I'm Not in Love by 10cc.
Just a silly phase I'm going through.
Innovation began at the desk. 10cc built an ocean of voices by recording dozens of choral loops and riding faders like an instrument. I'm Not in Love arrived in 1975, a studio masterclass that nonetheless felt intimate on first listen.
On the wall,
international stage.
The experiment paid off when the single reached number 2 on the charts that year, proof that avant pop could still move in prime time.
Don't get me wrong.
Buried among the shimmering vocal bed are deliberate absences, almost no drums, bass barely a pulse, a whispering cameo through the intercom that feels overheard rather than performed. This track turns denial into architecture, using space as much as sound, and the production's cool glow keeps the emotion from tipping into melodrama. Released on Mercury in the US, the record rewrote what a ballad could be for the middle of the decade, influencing everyone from synth-pop auteurs to bedroom producers who learned that atmosphere can carry a confession. Number 6. Brandy, You're a Fine Girl by Looking Glass. Bar band grit met radio luck when a New Jersey group cut a Sea-Town vignette that felt like a paperback novel. Brandy, You're a Fine Girl, was recorded in 1972 and, after a slow regional build, leapt to number 1 on the charts that summer, its story-song narrative catching with sailors and suburban teens alike. Produced by Mike Gershman and issued on Epic, the record balances ringing acoustic strums with bright piano and a firmly anchored backbeat. This track owes as much to East Coast dive stages as to pop polish. You can almost hear the beer glasses clink between verses. Long before streaming algorithms, it spread by request lines and word of mouth, then drifted into dorm room sing-alongs for decades. The song's afterlife, movie placements, bar jukeboxes, keeps the dockside romance alive without turning it into kitsch. A simple melody, a vivid town, and a choice that still stings made it unforgettable. Let's take a quick pause before we hit the final 5. Which of these tracks brought a memory rushing back? Did one surprise you, or have you been playing it for years without knowing who sang it? And what's your personal pick for the most overlooked hit of 1970? Number 5. Baker Street by Gerry Rafferty. Release timing was everything. After legal tangles stalled his career, Gerry Rafferty returned with a sax riff that cut through the late 1970s airwaves. Baker Street arrived in early 1978 and surged to number 2 on the charts that year, powered by Raphael Ravenscroft's soaring lead line and Hugh Murphy's widescreen production. This track walks the city at closing time. Acoustic guitars thumb along like footsteps, while the rhythm section breathes between street lamp glows.
And I end up looking for somewhere to go.
Recorded for United Artists, the single let Rafferty's weary vocal ride a cushion of electric piano and echo, turning introspection into something communal on car radios. The melody became shorthand for urban melancholy, yet the arrangement stays tough. Crisp snare, unfussy bass, guitar harmonics that flicker like neon. The song opened a new chapter for Rafferty after Steeler's Wheel, proving that persistence and the right hook could outlast setbacks and define a year's nighttime soundtrack. Number 4. Boogie Nights by Heatwave. Across borders and scenes, a multinational band welded disco shimmer to airtight songwriting. Boogie Nights, written by keyboardist Rod Temperton and produced by Barry Blue, hit in 1976 and climbed to number 2 on the charts in 1977 as clubs chased its mirror ball precision. This track showcases Temperton's gift for hooks, string stabs answering clipped guitar, bass running in eighths, and vocals stacked like chrome. Issued on GTO in the UK and Epic in the US, the single foreshadowed Temperton's later work with Quincy Jones while standing firmly in the fevered center of the decade. What keeps it fresh is discipline. Every break is measured, every hand clap earns its spot, and the bridge arrives like a cool draft through a crowded room. The record made Heatwave an export powerhouse, proving that a song built for dance floors could still feel composed, not just looped, and carry momentum from weeknights to summer festivals. Number 3, Baby Come Back by Player.
Trying to keep up a smile that hides a tear.
Industry insiders took notice when a Los Angeles band turned a homegrown soft rock tune into a winter staple.
Live without you.
Baby Come Back was released in late 1977 on RSO, and after a steady climb, reached number 1 on the charts in early 1978, sealing Player's leap from club dates to national TV slots.
You can blame it all on me. I was wrong.
This track moves with studio polish, glossy rhythm guitars, harmonies tucked just under the lead, and a bass line that keeps the chorus buoyant without crowding it. Co-written by Peter Beckett and J.C. Crowley, the single's structure is textbook. Pre-chorus lift, open sky refrain, and a guitar solo that states its case, then steps aside. The song's dominance owed as much to sequencing, perfect for late-night radio blocks, as to its hook, which slips in conversationally rather than shouting for attention. In a decade crowded with yacht-adjacent anthems, this one endures because every piece clicks into place with unshowy confidence.
Spending all my nights, all my money going out.
Number 2, Kiss You All Over by Exile.
Can't believe it's true. When you land on my heart.
Crossover chemistry defined the moment. A Kentucky band with country roots cut a silky pop production and found its biggest audience.
So show me everything you do.
Kiss You All Over, produced by Mike Chapman, arrived in 1978 and climbed to number 1 on the charts that fall, announcing Exile long before they pivoted fully to country in the next decade. This track glides on a heartbeat kick, tremolo guitar, and satin synth pads that leave space for the vocal to lean in. Released on Warner Curb, the single benefited from Chapman's knack for tension and release, verses in close-up, choruses widescreen. The song's afterlife on late-night radio and compilation LPs kept it circulating even as trends shifted, and its writers, Chapman and Nicky Chinn, showcased the same hit factory instincts they brought to glam and power pop. The result is a mood piece with chart muscle, the kind of record that sneaks onto a playlist and quietly takes it over.
Make me feel the way you do. Oh, keep on loving me, baby.
Number 1, Escape, the Pina Colada Song by Rupert Holmes. A songwriter's puzzle became a pop phenomenon when Rupert Holmes stitched narrative twists into a breezy arrangement. Escape, the Pina Colada Song, surfaced late in 1979 on Infinity Records, and in December rose to number 1 on the charts, famously bookending the decade's final weeks. This track balances wit and warmth, gentle congas, Rhodes electric piano, and a melody that strolls rather than sprints. Holmes, already a seasoned arranger, keeps the production unfussy. Acoustic guitar flickers, shaker tucked in the pocket, so the story lands without clutter. The single's timing mattered. Radio wanted something light to usher out the year, and it delivered, turning a classified ad conceit into water cooler talk. The song's legacy is less novelty than craft. A tidy structure, plain-spoken vocal, and a payoff that still earns a grin. It's the rare pop earworm that invites you to lean closer, not just hum along in passing.